All right, hello everybody. Jason here with Visions Realty and Investments. I have Chris Chamberlain with GL Hunt. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. So Chris is an amazing resource for foundation evaluations and repairs. And we're actually at a house that a buyer of ours is looking at. However, the inspector noted some things, so we had Chris come out to evaluate the foundation. So Chris, you've got a little machine here. For folks that don't know you or don't know about foundations, when you come to look, what does this machine do and help you evaluate a foundation?
So what this is doing is establishing elevation across the entire footprint of the home. So essentially it uses a gas-liquid combination that establishes elevation in the structure. You use this small computer across the entire house, and you can get an idea of how much elevation change there is to the 1/10 of an inch across the entire floor plan. So trying to couple that elevation change with visible damage, that's really the most important thing. Damage is showing activity. So if you're seeing sheetrock cracks, that's showing the structure shifting. So in that area, I want to identify what's the elevation change leading up to that damage. What are the contributing factors to it? Is there something that could just be moisture related? Trying to identify the why, and then is there even a need for this repair?
Perfect. And he has a little iPad here, a big iPad, and puts everything on a PDF report. So that way when you leave, you can actually see all the measurements for the work that's recommended. So pretty neat. Figured we'd look at one thing in the house that maybe shows a sign of potential movement. So we'll go walk to one of the bedrooms for Chris to show us what that is.
Watch your step right there. So this is going to be one of the easiest things to identify when you're in your own house or looking at newer homes to buy is doorways. The doorways are always going to speak to what the structure is doing. So in this case, without turning the knob, the door opens right up. So the latch and strike plate are not lined up anymore because of a structural movement. And in this case, you can also see that the door frame itself to the door is not square anymore. In this case, showing a loss of elevation toward the outside of the structure, which is what has allowed the strike plate and the handle to not line up. So this, probably one of the easiest things to see is going to be doors.
Yeah, and I think you pointed this out too. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's previous repairs going on right there above the
and there's
door.
Signs of it over here too. This is a diagonal crack that's been patched over. So little things like that seem small, but in the big picture, you can really get an idea of what the structure has been doing over some time.
Perfect. Well, we're going to jump outside and take a different clip to show some exterior damage to also be able to show you if there's anything going on with the foundation.
Sounds good.
All right, we're back outside with Chris. So why don't you show us a couple things out here that you noticed?
Okay, one of the easiest things to see on the outside is when the freeze boards open up. So in this case, this board and this board would have a 45-degree cut meeting perfectly on the corner, and you can see that this has opened up about a 1/2 inch or so. It's been caulked and then painted over. So just, again, trying to establish a history with the structure. These are one of a pretty easy way to identify that. And then going down the wall over here, there's a stair-stepping crack starting down toward the bottom here, comes up the wall and gets larger as I go up, which is showing deflection. You can also call it a wedge, and that is supported by the elevation measurements on the inside of the house. So looking for evidence of damage, looking for evidence of elevation change. If those two things go with each other, then you can justify doing a repair. The last thing, continuing up from this, there's a caulk separation on this window, again supporting all of the same motion in the structure.
Okay, awesome. Well guys, again, Chris Chamberlain with GL Hunt Foundation. We'll post your information down in the description. So if you guys have a need to get a foundation checked out, Chris will be your guy. I have to go out and look at it. Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
All right, you too.